3 days of nothing but sardines.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
That was intense.
So you were for Beatrice.
Yeah, it was very intense. So I slept in the spare room.
Yeah.
Did your skin change? Did you get very
got
oily?
scales.
Swimming
Yeah, you were
everywhere.
swimming. She found you in the bath at night.
Yeah.
I'll just sleep in here.
Were they tins of sardines?
Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 days.
For 3 days.
Nothing but sardines.
Nothing but sardines.
And would you have a slice of bread with it?
Oh,
or
no,
just sardines?
I don't eat carbohydrates. I haven't eaten bread, chips, potatoes. I haven't eaten a single starchy carbohydrate now in 2 months.
Same parents, different timelines, and united by chaos. Strap on, strap in, for the not-so-Christian brothers.
We were in Port Banús, and we were in this really nice restaurant. And I was sitting there with a good pal of mine, Matt Turnbull, who I think listens to the show, or at least pretends that he does.
Hello, Matt.
So
And Emer, hello.
We'll test this to see if he's actually listening.
Yeah.
And there were outside there was a tank of lobsters, and we were thinking, maybe we'll have some lobster. It's a perfect location. But as we were doing that, I saw these two kind of young people loitering outside with backpacks on and hoodies pulled up. This was like about 20 years ago. And they kept kind of maneuvering around the place, coming from, the hood of Santry, you kind of get to notice.
You get the sense, the smell.
Get the sense of something going down. And then as the waiting staff went into the restaurant, these two young kids came running towards the tank where all the lobsters were.
Yeah.
They opened their backpack. They put the lobsters, into the backpack, and then ran to the side of the port and turned the backpack upside down and poured all the lobsters into the sea.
Finding Nemo type thing.
Yeah, except, then obviously the restaurateurs got a bit upset about the whole thing. But I pointed out to one of the youngsters at the time that there was one slight flaw in their whole plan.
Yeah.
And that was that the lobsters had their claws all tied up. So all they did was they just meant that the lobsters basically got eaten by something else at the end of the sea. Because, it was like being thrown into the water with your hands and legs tied.
The other thing is probably they were lobster farmed.
They weren't ready for that.
They weren't ready for the wild. No, they came from a lovely farm. They got fed 3 or 4 times a day. Top quality food as well, so they get their meat ready. And now they were chucked into the wild.
In Puerto Banús, where all the boats are probably just emptying their
sewage
straight in, and there's fuel being pumped down there. I mean, it's the last place you want to be freed as anything.
In fairness, those freedom fighters, those lobster freedom fighters, the LFF, they were doing something crueler than what the guys were doing in the restaurant, in a way, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just goes to show you what's the point.
So last week, whenever you're watching this, you could be watching this or listening to this in 2087, because that's the beauty of the internet.
Yes.
But the Dalkey Lobster Festival took place, and it's basically a celebration of cooking those lads. And there was a guy going up and down with a loudspeaker going, cruelty to animals, how dare you people, do you know what they do to the lobsters? They cook them alive. And people were passing by with their little Guinnesses and their little glasses of champagne going, oh, the loud man, he needs to shave. You walk on, young man, walk on. You probably enjoy a McDonald's. And then the guards came along and said, you can't, you're too loud, or something like that. And I was laughing, but it just then got me thinking, like, it's the last bastion of animal cruelty that's acceptable. As in, because it's one of the most expensive things you're going to eat. Mm. And the only way you can properly eat it is you have to cook it alive.
And before we go there, welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome to the show. Not so lobster brothers. Not so Christian lobsters.
Not so Christian lobsters. Not so Christian brothers. We're both are partial to a little bit of lobster. So welcome aboard. And Terry, the vegetarian, who
Terry's there,
clearly will not be eating a lobster.
No.
I mean, he has been known to boil a bit of broccoli alive.
Yeah.
That's the full extent of Terry's cruelty. So he's holding up in a place for us in heaven. But if you're new to the show,
and
we're
any
two
lobster
brothers.
that's been murdered, I'll let them in as well.
Okay,
thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll be allowed in. But if you're new to the show, we're brothers, different surnames, long backstory to that. Go to an earlier episode.
Episode 1.
But he is a criminal who's trying to hide his identity.
On
Not a
camera.
great idea
Hello.
on camera to be seen there. Colm Hayes. I'm Justin Caffrey. I carry our birth name. And this is our podcast where we talk about very, very deeply important topics in an incredibly irreverent and sometimes
Erotic.
and irrelevant way. So welcome. And right now we're into that deep topic of, is it cruel to kill a lobster?
Well, see, it's not. There are times it's okay to kill a lobster, right? Like
When?
if a
If it's
lobster.
attacking you.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And you're like defending your family and the lobster's beating the
There
pathway to
you
your
go.
door.
If a gang of lobsters have broken into the house,
Yeah.
they're going through the wife's jewelry, and you confront them, it's okay to hit them with a baseball bat, okay? But
And throw them in a pot with a bit of salt and pepper.
well, you might as well then, yeah. But if it's just a normal lobster and his whole claws are taped up and he's put into a tub of boiling water, I know the great chefs say the squealing and the screaming you hear isn't actually the lobster; it's the air, isn't it, coming out of his body. And I'm thinking, well, A, that's still wrong. That makes it all right. Oh, that's only the air coming out of his body.
But wouldn't you say the same thing? Like if I was screaming and yelping, isn't that technically air coming out of my body?
Through your
too?
mouth, yeah. So, but it's one of the most expensive meats that you have, you know. But I mean, we're sort of now we won't go down your road, Terry, where you tried that dark road in China, but like we don't stuff a live chicken into a boiling vat of oil and try to cook them. Like we're slightly humane in how we kill the animals we're going to eat. We like to think, you know, we look into their eyes, sort of say nice things to them, and then hit them with a bolt, you know. But we're actually dumping a lobster alive into boiling hot water.
They reckon if slaughterhouses had glass windows, that 80% of the population would be vegetarian.
Yeah, but just on that point, Terry, why would you have glasses on a slaughter? On a slaughterhouse. Imagine advertising. It's the new slaughterhouse, Abattoir, with the see-through abattoir. School tours invited on Wednesday. Eat in the canteen. You know what you're eating.
I was in an abattoir and I had to actually put a bolt in a cow's head.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was 15, I tried to leave school after what was then called, back in the dark days, the intercert.
Yeah.
I tried to leave school. I didn't want to go back to school, so I got an apprenticeship as a butcher.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things they make you do is they make you go to the abattoir, and I went to the abattoir. All the apprentice butchers have to line up, and one by one, they used to make you use the bolt gun,
right,
and kill what they call the beast, right? So they call the cattle the beast, and I can still remember it as a very disturbing experience because the cows are all in a line and they're kind of coming along. They very quickly, quite some way back, start to realize what's happening up front, and the natural result is that you have these animals that are desperately frightened, right? Mm-hmm. So the guy who went before me was an apprentice that I worked with at the time, and the one thing they said was, okay, so and I don't really know why they did this. I think they just probably got a laugh out of it in the 90s, right?
Well, you want to now laugh if you're working in an abattoir, don't you?
Yeah. You need something to make you smile after all that murder.
Yeah,
exactly. Right, like this was like 1989 or 1990, right? So very different rules in society applied. But they said when you're about to pull the trigger, so that the bolt comes out of this gun and then it's on a bit of string, so they then whip it out of the cow's head again.
So you won't have that in your steak.
Reload it, you won't have it in your steak. Reload it, and then they go again. But they said the most important thing that we have to tell you is don't look in their eyes. Right?
All right.
Yeah.
So this chap shot the cow, looked in his eye, and then got an emotional twitch. Unfortunately, he shot and didn't kill the cow. He wounded it.
Oh.
And the whole place erupted, and all the cows went absolutely berserk. So I never had a stampede.
Wow.
So I never had to do it, and I'm very, very thankful that I didn't have to do it. And I then decided, I think probably in the days that followed, that wasn't the right path.
Okay. For
Isn't
you.
that amazing how you were intervened, how the universe intervened for something like that? Because
That's not divine intervention. That's bovine intervention.
that might be the best joke you've made in 300 episodes.
Yes. Yeah, the universe did. So when I was in college, the first year in college, my mate Kieran's uncle raised turkeys in Portmarnock for Christmas. And I got a Christmas job killing turkeys.
Right.
Yeah. And you used to go into the barn and the turkeys were strung upside down on a rail and they come down to you, right? And you had to grab them around the wings because when they died, they flapped their wings, and if you got a turkey with a broken wing, it was no good. You couldn't sell it. So you had to grab your two arms around the wings, and then you had to choke it. Basically, that's what they did. That's how they killed turkeys. Then you had to choke the turkey, and then you had to hold on because if you let him go, this is really. And I stopped eating turkey. The last thing a turkey does then is it throws up. So if it's spinning, there's just turkey vomit going all over the warehouse. Yes, I know.
Okay, so I thought I was being relatively safe by talking about the fact that I didn't kill an
Oh,
animal.
sorry. Well,
And you
somebody
just dialed straight into
But somebody has to
mass
kill them.
slaughter of turkeys.
By strangling them to death.
By strangulation.
That's
and
how
then
they-
you hold on to them
How do you
because
think-
they're throwing up
Sorry.
and you want to see them die. in
When
your
you sit down, I know
hand.
you're a vegan, but when you sit down for your Christmas dinner, how do you think the turkey was killed? Do you think it was run over or something?
I think he probably had a little bit of a flu. And
No. Now, the worst thing is, sometimes it was your job to go out and get the other turkeys, right? To bring them in, okay? And when you opened up the door, they all started backing off like a Pixar movie.
They saw you in there, mass murderer.
And then the big ones, they just push and push and push. And about 300 turkeys would squeeze down to about 50 turkeys because there was about 6 stories of turkeys. They all started sitting on each other to avoid, And then sometimes some of the turkeys would be suffocated. And that was easier then. That was an easier sell. That's
glad we're
all
getting
true.
this episode out,
Yeah,
late summer and not close to Christmas.
No, I swear to God, I couldn't eat turkey for 4 years.
Well, I've seen you eating turkey since.
Oh, no, my memory faded.
Okay.
Thank God for old age, huh?
But it's a good meat, But I don't know how they actually, I presume they still choke the turkey and choke the chicken. I mean, that's how do you kill a chicken?
Chop its head off, unfortunately.
But
Yeah, like it's when you think about it.
I actually think, look, to change the whole approach there to turkeys away from mass murder.
Yeah.
I actually think turkey is a really boring meat, right? Now, and I didn't quite get this until I started to go to Germany for Christmas. And then I
Right.
started to have pheasant for Christmas. And I actually think if you when you think about turkey, it's actually really quite boring as a meat. Like, unless you put gravy with it, unless you do something with it, like I think it's even less tasty than chicken.
Oh, I think so. It can be very dry. Yeah,
Very dry.
Yeah, like it's just a traditional thing. Yeah, but have you ever cooked a pheasant in the house? In the house,
I have, yeah.
it takes days to get the smell out.
Yeah.
Like anything that's gamey. Ooh,
Well, I
Very smelly.
used to have a neighbour in England who
it was a bit gamey, huh?
He was very gamey. We used to invite him around on special Friday nights. No, we had a neighbour who used to shoot pheasants, so he used to give us them, and then we'd hang them in our garage. But you'd have to kind of time it well so that they're not overly strong in gaming sense. So I found like 2 or 3 days hanging in your garage was the optimum time if anybody's thinking about their pheasant. So,
again,
Terry, have you got anything vegetarian that you could throw in here to kind of lighten the mood here?
I have no real. The only probably animal story is I worked with a gentleman on stunts, and he only ever ate veal, so deer.
Oh,
Because
no, that's venison.
and young
venison.
deer.
Sorry,
Yeah,
venison.
veal's a young cow.
Veal's a young cow. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, that's even worse. Like, little small cow just going along doing his thing, and next minute, like,
Well, they also overfeed them, but then they get them at a very young age and they squash them into trucks, and now you can't do it anymore. because the French love the veal and the Irish farmers would drive the veal over. But you could get 60 veal into a truck where you'd only get maybe 4 cows. And it just was, it's gross. It really is gross. But anyway, sorry.
Glass
Except with a
houses
nice
again.
bit of
Glass
seasoning.
houses again. But anyway, so this gentleman, he used to just eat deer. That was it. But he hunted his own meat.
Right.
So he'd only eat what he killed. So he had nothing else in his house or any other meats or anything else. He literally only ate deer. Because, and he had everything. He had he used all the bones, the skin, everything. Used every part of the animal, which is something I would be more in line. If you have to eat meat, then killing your own animal is because it takes balls to kill an animal. Like Colm over there, the old turkey strangler.
He didn't take pleasure out of it. But
Boston Strangler.
Yeah. No wonder they all backed up when you go open the doors, just vomit all over you and shit.
Oh, it's the Santry Strangler. Yeah. But I mean, everybody in that warehouse.
Back away. Here he comes.
And then if you broke
Hello, boys.
if one of them broke a wing, you get a terrible bollocking as well, you know? Because Oh, and the other thing I forgot to tell you, once you kill them, you had to swing them down to the next area of the warehouse because you had to pluck them while they were warm. You can't pluck a cold turkey. And so you have to swing down, and then the next sort of table, there's people there plucking the turkeys because it's easier to get it's disgusting. It's absolutely, it's awful. I just think we're still very inhumane towards
I do
what we eat.
think killing animals and eating them is a good path, right? I think if I lived in the countryside, I would do more of that. And when I lived in
more of what? Killing animals?
killing animals. Well, no, when I lived,
I do more of that. The
I
old
lived in
bunny
the
rabbit.
mountains in Wicklow, and it was quite often that you'd get like a nice kind of shoulder of an animal,
Shoulder of fox,
'cause your
Drake.
neighbour would kill it.
Yeah, it would. It's if it's done that way, it's a bit more. And also, it's
Why
actually
is
done
it?
more
Why
humane.
is it better? You're still shooting it with a bullet. I suppose it's not
really.
prearranging it.
Prearranged? Like as
All right, okay.
as you talk, as Justin talked about in the slaughterhouses, like these cows are lined up and they all know emotionally. A cow is an emotional being. And
Oh,
it
so
literally-
emotional, yeah.
They will literally cry if you take their baby away from them.
Yeah.
And so you can sense it. They're going to sense literally their mate has just got shot in the head 10 feet down. So it's going to be that moment of where it's like,
Well, maybe that's why halal is the way.
and why we don't have glass houses as abattoirs.
And why we don't call them slaughterhouses. Abattoir sounds like
Doesn't it?
It sounds like a
so
lovely
nice.
restaurant. Been down the abattoir and a 3-course dinner is fantastic. Like it's a it is a slaughterhouse, but somebody along the way said, "Can we just not call it an abattoir? Just it's a little easier to get away with, to digest." Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, but also that's why we call we use bacon and beef. We don't use pig and cow when we describe the animals that we eat. We've chosen different words to disassociate from the animal.
To make it easier.
Yeah, we like when you say it's a broccoli, it's just a broccoli. You don't disassociate from a carrot,
Yeah, but they don't have emotions. Don't, Terry. They don't.
I'm not saying. I'm agreeing they don't have emotions.
Okay. Phew.
The only thing we have to deal with is an old caterpillar, flick them away.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Isn't there a theory that even inanimate objects have some kind of an emotion or some kind of vibration? What's that called?
Yes. Yeah. They have a connection between the universal.
Well, the earth, there's a connection into the earth. Like the roots do connect in. But what are we saying? That it's Nick cruel now to eat a carrot?
No, you got to survive. Like it's just you just.
Actually,
My God, I mean, like if we
We're not all
gave up on carrots.
level 5 vegans that don't eat anything that casts a shadow.
it amazes me as well, and this is a thought, and I was listening to George Carlin, actually, the comedian, but this is on a different side. But he's talking about chickens and eggs and all that sort of stuff. And you do think about the first guy that cracked an egg and decided to eat it. Like, firstly, it came out of a chicken's bottom. And basically, it was a chicken baby. But he decided to crack it and cook it. Like, that's also totally inhumane, isn't it? When you think about it.
Yeah,
I mean, out of an unborn chicken, we're getting an omelette.
Our need for survival is obviously a main instinct that we have. So to need to eat to survive.
Yeah, but what guy, woman, man, whatever it was, decided, see the thing that chicken has just pooped over there? I think I'll have a taste of that and see what I can do with it.
Necessity is the mother of invention, right?
And then eggs are the best things you can ever have for all your cooking, for everything.
Well, maybe he'd like killed his chicken and ate it and went, okay, well that was nice, but now it's ended. But then he thought, actually, what happens if I eat the stuff that the chicken's pooping? Could I then have an endless supply of food?
Well,
and then eventually kill the chicken when it's older.
But which do you think came first?
The chicken or the egg? I was waiting to see when we could get there.
It's too obvious, isn't it? It's too obvious. Yeah.
You were a veggie or a vegan for a while.
I was a vegan for 4 years, from like 2018 or 2019 to 2021, and then we kind of went vegetarian, and then we went back to full meat eating.
And you chose for health reasons, for more than anything else.
Yeah, I chose for health reasons. I wouldn't want to say I chose to do it ethically. I do think that whilst for me, I was going through a whole load of changes in my physical health. So I just wanted to clear out a load of stuff from my diet to try and find out what is the right diet for me and what is the right foods for me to eat. So vegan was a good way to go back to basics.
Oh, you started stripping everything back?
Yeah. But then I would say that when you stop eating animals, you do become more conscious.
We just call it meat.
What?
Can we just call it meat? So when you stop eating animals, it's like, well, I had a panda bear last night. I might go for an ostrich later.
It's funny.
Listen, turkey choker, don't you fucking come
You talk to me.
Turkey strangler.
Turkey
Turkey choking it's something completely different.
I bet you're good at that as well.
What were you doing last night? Choking me turkey.
I usually call it a chicken. You haven't seen the size of it.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. So yeah, the minute you turned me back to being vegan there, I became an animal activist. When you stop eating
You do.
animals.
I will 100% agree. Yes, something changes inside you when you stop eating them. There is a consciousness level that
Well, I
changes.
imagine there is, yeah.
It's like anything else. I suppose when you give something up that was negative against your body, in the sense that your body felt it was negative. Not everyone is obviously the same, whether it be drink or cigarettes or anything else like that. You give something up, the body responds a different way and says, okay, I can see, and then it takes a disliking to that. So like somebody that gives up cigarettes can't stand the smell of cigarettes anymore. You know, so it does happen in that sense, I think.
What I would say now, though, is, right, not to go and counter that position, but
Okay.
probably in the last 3 months, I'm probably 90% carnivore. And this is the healthiest I've ever felt in my entire life. So I don't think there's a right diet for anybody. I think everybody has different. I think just from an evolutionary standpoint, we have different ways of processing stuff. But I feel healthier now, having a higher level of meat than not.
But I'm
So I
guessing
don't
you
know.
don't
I
eat
think-
bad meat. You don't eat ultra-processed meat.
No, I don't eat ultra processed meat. I mean, like, you know, predominantly beef, some chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Predominantly steaks.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a good steak.
And you know, and like where you can, if you can afford it, like, you know, stuff that you know is Irish and organic if you can, and all that kind of good stuff.
What about fish?
Yeah, I eat fish. I mean, I do a lot of sardines.
Yeah.
And it's because they're very healthy in terms of the keto diet thing that I've mentioned before. So sardines are good. I did 3 days of nothing but sardines.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
That was intense.
So you were for Beatrice.
Yeah, it was very intense. So I slept in the spare room.
Yeah.
Did your skin change? Did you get very
got
oily?
scales.
Swimming
You're
everywhere.
swimming. She found you in the bath at night.
Yeah.
I'll just sleep in here.
Were they tins of sardines?
Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 days.
For 3 days.
Nothing but sardines.
Nothing but sardines.
And would you have a slice of bread with it?
Oh,
or
no,
just sardines?
I don't eat carbohydrates. I haven't eaten bread, chips, potatoes. Haven't eaten a single starchy carbohydrate now in 2 months.
Okay.
No rice, no potatoes, no chips, no pasta, nothing. But I don't miss it. I actually see them all now as kind of like sugar. I don't want them.
Oh, God, I love chips.
I can see that.
Yeah, no, I do love chips.
I can see that.
No, excuse me. I'm very svelte at the moment, thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, yeah, the old
Just
carbs
that camera
are
up there.
The old carbs are good every now and then. But But 2 days of sardines? No.
3,
3 days of sardines. How many tins do you think you consumed?
4 a day.
That's not a lot, really.
No, but like you'd be amazed when your only food is sardines. You
don't want to. Yeah, no, actually, I'm not amazed by that at all. Oh, what's for dinner? Sardines.
When you got to the last day, was it like that moment where you're trying to put something in your mouth and you're like feeling?
Yeah. I mean, I've now when I open sardines, I struggle really with them. I have to add in like mayo and stuff to try and flavor them up a bit.
Wow.
But you know, sardines are probably one of the most nutritiously dense foods you can eat. Like you get all of your nutrients. Like humans could literally live on sardines, obviously with the exception of the amount of mercury that you consume and plastics.
What about? Do you have them in the sauce, or are they just straight sardines? Like, do you
Oil?
you get them in the tin?
Yeah.
You don't get the ones in tomato sauce or anything like that.
No.
Just oil.
No, because that's more carbohydrate.
Right. Okay.
So
And how did you feel after 2 days?
3 days.
Oh, 3
Why do you
days.
keep saying 2 days?
Yeah. So your memory is better than mine. Oh, yeah. All that amigo. Yeah. So how was the 2 days?
Well, after 2 days, I felt all right. But no, I was going into the third day. It was
Yeah.
a real challenge. I felt good. Like I was amazed at how much energy I had, and generally speaking, on this more kind of carnivore diet focus, I would say 30-40% more energy.
Really?
Yeah, getting rid of carbohydrates, starchy carbohydrates, game changer.
So do you eat fruit?
No, not really.
Berries?
I might have on a typical day, I'll have 3 strawberries finely sliced.
It's very precise.
So do you think the main thing on your diet is obviously giving up the carbohydrates? The pastas, the breads, the starchy foods that drain your energy when you digest them.
Yes, and then I also want to kind of push my body into ketosis, where you start consuming your own body fat as a source of energy rather than consuming
So you
carbohydrates.
go and eat yourself?
Effectively, yeah.
Cannibalistic. I
It's
think it
kind-
goes
yeah.
back, doesn't it?
Yeah. Kind of whip myself as well, just for an extra bit of a kick.
Self-flagellation.
Yeah. I am a real Christian, so I
Yeah.
do practice. I like a little bit of old self-flagellation.
Just can I ask one question, Terry?
Yes.
Have you ever eaten? Have you ever eaten meat? Sorry. No. I just that's the 15-year-old of me. Have you ever eaten meat since you've gone vegan?
No.
Like the day you went vegan, that's
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
it. A vegetarian. That's it. Nothing.
No.
You haven't licked a slice of bacon or anything.
No. And the
And
smell.
I know you're practicing Hindu, right?
Yes. Well, Krishna Consciousness. Yes. It's not different. Hindu would be. They would represent that all different gods. So they would have Vishnu and they would have Krishna as separate, where in Krishna Consciousness, Vishnu and Krishna are the same. So they are one. And Hindus would be like, they would use Ganesh as a separate, they would have Lakshmi as separate gods, and where they're actually demigods within the universe.
Yeah.
So we lost everybody now on that point.
I'm so sorry.
Well, all I can think of is when I was 12 years of age.
Yeah.
The old gag. What's a Hindu? Ooh, lays eggs.
Back to the egg lane.
No, but all I was going to say was, so with Krishna consciousness, as opposed to Hindus, are they all vegetarians? Because not all Hindus are vegetarians,
But
right?
all Krishna conscious are vegetarian.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes, yeah,
okay. Because the cow, I'm assuming, is still very sacred.
Sacred.
very sacred.
Yeah.
Yes, it is
Safe
indeed.
place to be.
Safe place to be. Yeah, if you want to be a cow in your next life, try and get onto an Hare Krishna farm. You'd be good sorted.
Yeah. Right. And on that piece of advice.
So there we well, it's a nice way to conclude, because we started off about poor cows being slaughtered to cow sanctuary.
Cow sanctuary, the
sanctuaries,
sacred cow. Yeah.
Sacred cow. It's nice. Good circle.
Just a quick one. There was a guy on Instagram, and he's a professor and a mathematician, and he was working out all of the McDonald's restaurants around the world and all of what they reckon they cook, right? You know, it's all because it's all local beef, and then the amount of burgers they produce on a yearly basis.
So they say.
And he computed that into the amount of cows, and he said it's impossible.
Yeah.
There's not that many cows. It can't exist. There's something going on.
No. Have you never watched the just on the last note of it?
The last note of the last note of the last note.
Because you said McDonald's, the videos of people that share McDonald's food from years and months and stuff, and it doesn't mold or
Yeah.
dehydrate or do anything. It's absolutely surreal, and people put this in their
Yeah,
bodies.
see, I think for me, if I was McDonald's marketing, that's what I'd go after.
Yeah. Well, we talk about it in the after show, but I have some interesting facts
Okay,
about that.
we got to go. And I want to talk about the humanoid robots. This is absolutely brilliant.
Oh, you shared it? Yeah.
The Olympic Games, yeah. Okay, that was Not So Christian Brothers. Give us an old mention and a comment or a DM or whatever if you're a turkey or a cow or a lobster.
Face and slaughter.
Yeah. Thanks
Or
for
a carrot living your best life.
thanks for listening, Kevin the Carrot. Thanks for listening and subscribing. We'll be back on Sunday with the after show.